Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, trend update, transgender issues, April 2016. The scripture reference is Deuteronomy 22, verse 5. A woman shall not wear man's clothing, nor shall a man put on a woman's clothing. For whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord your God. And to be specific, the Hebrew word for abomination is to'ebah, and God sees to'ebah, or cross-dressing, as detestable or disgusting. Now, don't kid yourself, these are God's words, and it's acknowledged that His words are going to be offensive to segments of society. And eventually, if we're all honest with each other, His words will be offensive to all of us. So that said, please don't bring your complaints to me. Take your complaints to God. Go straight to Him. He'll listen. He's a big boy and He can handle it, I promise. So, to the progressive, forward-thinking critic who would have us believe the transgender lifestyle is the next step in the evolution of humanity. These social experts tell us that these are new, complex gender issues that, it should have us leave the traditions of religion in the past. It's time to move forward. And, we've had the government has imposed laws and executive orders reflecting the trend of political correctness. And frankly, we live in a culture and society that's elevated its civil law above God's law here in the 21st century. And you can look no further than current events. ESPN has fired Kurt Schilling, a baseball analyst, for speaking out against transgender issues. The NBA has threatened Charlotte, North Carolina over the NBA All-Star game because North Carolina lawmakers have said enough of transgender issues. And in schools, we're having issues with, it depends on how a child feels, where they're most comfortable going to the bathroom or where they feel most comfortable showering. That should determine where they take care of their business. So, this stuff is all over our culture. And, a main point of this post is that, take this into consideration. God communicated His law, specifically this part of the law on cross-dressing and transgender issues. He talked to Moses 3,500 years ago. And, a point is that this was going on 3,500 years ago with the people of Israel. And so, to the critic that suggests that this is some cutting-edge, trendy, progressive lifestyle issue, it's not. It's always been. Ecclesiastes 1:9, what has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done, and there's nothing new under the sun. So spare me all the progressive talk. This stuff's been going on for thousands of years. And the bottom line is, Genesis 1 verse 27. So God created man in His own image. In the image of God, He created him. Male and female, He created them. And, one point that you can take away from that verse is God states 3 times He created man and woman. And He thought enough of humanity in His likeness to create the human race last. So conditions were perfect when Adam came onto the scene. It was a perfect creation, and we were placed in optimal conditions for success. God gave us His best, and everything was brand new and shiny and pretty, and we had the best that God had to offer as an environment for us to live in. We were made with a purpose and plan by God, male and female. He defined our roles to complete and fulfill, and He expects us to act accordingly. And every person on the planet has a lifestyle issue that can be taken to task. There's no sliding scale or curve when it comes to sin. Judgment belongs to God. It's not up to us as people. James 4 verse 12, there's only one lawgiver and judge, the one who is able to save and to destroy. But who are you to judge your neighbor? And we're all in need of sin remission. Every single one of us is a sinner. present company included. Stick me at the front of the line. I got plenty of issues. Just ask people who know me. And we all have sin in our lives. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 20, indeed, there is not a righteous man on earth who continually does good and who never sins. You know, and this is where the mercy, grace, and forgiveness of Jesus enters the scene. Christ loves us all, in spite of our actions, whatever they may be, and he paid the penalty for sin. For those who believe, he's paid the fine for sin. 1 Peter 3 verse 18, for Christ also died for sins once for all. The just, Christ, for the unjust, that's us, so that he might bring us to God, having been put to death in the flesh, but made alive in the Spirit. Romans 6 verse 10, for the death that he died to sin once and for all. But the life that he lives to God. Hebrews 9 verse 28, so Christ also, having been offered once to bear the sins of many. So, if you find these transgender issues interesting, please feel free to check out paulthepoke.com, keyword transgender, gay marriage. There are some social commentaries on these sorts of things as far as what the Bible has to say about it. Appreciate you guys listening. Thanks a lot. Bye.